Okay, so next example is going to be removing trash. It is permitted to remove trash from one's home to alleviate the discomfort or inconvenience that its presence creates. If it is possible to store the trash until after Yom Tov within the area enclosed by the eruv, for example, the backyard, one should leave it there and not to take it out in the public domain. When it is not feasible, the trash will cause discomfort. Even if left in a yard, one may take it out in the public domain. Right, so let's try to understand. So we have a trash and it starts smelling bad. So what we do, we just wrap it in another bag, and that's it. So if you know that these fish bones or something are going to smell, some other food, some leftovers, so you just put it in a separate bag, wrap it close, and then put it in the garbage, and it's never going to smell. Okay, that's what we do. Of course, you don't tie knots, just have. Right, put it in a Ziploc or something, it all works. But if people did not do that and it's hot, let's say it starts smelling, so technically, so we're not allowed to do a permanent knot, but one knot you can do. So I would say you can even if you can keep it in the house, just do one back in make one knot right on the back, right, if it's regular bag. And then put inside of another bag, and it's not going to smell, right? But if people need to move it out, if there is no eruv, backyard, again, I'm not sure about the backyards, because there are squirrels, there are birds, there are cats, other animals are going to come and going to rip the bag. Also not a good idea. Okay. Also not a good idea. So, but if he has no choice, no backyard, no this solution is feasible, so you can take it to public domain. Okay, so continue. Public domain meaning if you have cans outside, right? So it's if it's a public domain or not public domain, that's a different story. It could be harmless. Okay. So continue. When the local sanitation schedule call for trash to be collected on Yom Tov, it's generally forbidden to move garbage bins from one's property to the street for collection, since having them emptied provided no benefit for Yom Tov itself. This would be permitted, however, in the case where it's necessary to create room in them for additional trash that will be generated that day, or they are overflowing to the extent that their mere presence on one's property is a source of discomfort. In a normal circumstance, it is advisable to move the bins to the street before Yom Tov. When additional trash is generated on Yom Tov and cannot be left in one's domain, one will be permitted to carry out to the bins. Okay. So let's read this line by line, because it's a lot of information, different situations. Okay, so let's see. When the local sanitation schedule call for trash to be collected on Yom Tov, and it was, I think this year, I think it was there a few times, if I remember correctly. Maybe it was on Pesach or something. So it was Shabbos and another day, I think, right? So our collection on Shabbos morning. So usually we take these bins by the curb Friday, right? Friday afternoon, and then at the end of the Shabbos I take them back. But I think that this year a few times. So they actually they collected on Shabbos, right, itself. So there's no problem. But I could not bring the bin back, because technically we don't have so much garbage that we need this bin. Maybe if you have big gathering, 20 people, yeah, you would probably need this bin. But otherwise, if you don't, So there, you would not be allowed. Very interesting. So I mean, we left it there for a few days. There is no problem. Some people, they go to vacation, they do not, just lazy, do not care. So sometimes beans stay there for 2 days and 3 days and even more. I mean, nobody cares. So that's the solution. So one more time. When the local sanitation schedule called trash collected on Yom Tov, but on Yom Tov, so like it was also second day is Wednesday. We have one Yom Tov was on Wednesday. No, I don't remember. Was it, what was it? No. Oh, okay. So it was on Shabbos. It was something like so we would need to take it out in the middle of the Yom Tov. I don't remember exactly what day of the week was it. So we just did not. We skipped one collection. No problem. I mean, we survived. Right? Generally forbidden to move garbage bins from one's property to street for collection. Generally, right? If you don't have any specific needs. So even the Yom Tov 2 days, if you're not going to have a full bin, like if you would not need this bin for 2 days, so there is no permission. So we're not allowed to prepare the room for the next day. Okay. Okay. So one more time. It is generally forbidden to move garbage bins from one's property to the street for collection, since having them emptied provided no benefit for Yom Tov itself. Okay. This would be permitted, however, in a case where it is necessary to create room for them in additional trash. Okay, so if you need the room for additional trash, that's for that specific day, yeah, it would be allowed. Or they're overflowing to the extent that the mere presence on one's property is a source of discomfort or embarrassment. Right? Or embarrassment. So some people, I don't know, like what they eat and how many people live there, and like maybe gas, maybe, I don't know, maybe they threw everything in the garbage. They have like so much garbage produced, it's unbelievable. And we have collection twice a week. So what do you need to do, like to produce so much garbage? So for them, it would be embarrassment. Okay. Discomfort. In the normal circumstances, it is advisable to move bins to the streets before Yom Tov, when additional trash is generated on Yom Tov and cannot be left in one's domain. One will be permitted to carry out to the bins. So that's, I think it's very, very practical solution. So if they're going to pick up the garbage in the middle of the Yom Tov, just leave the bin there, and bring the garbage into the bin. Okay. Continue. D. Next example. One who carries outdoors inadvertently. A person discovers something in his pocket while walking in a public domain or carmelis on Yom Tov, and the object is a valuable one. He may continue carrying it until he arrives at the place where he can safely leave it. If the object is not valuable, he should not carry it any further. So as we said before, it's proper, absolutely proper and advisable to have separate clothing for Shabbos and Yom Tov. And I would say, like, if a person have a tendency to put things in pockets, women usually don't have pockets, right? But men have a lot of pockets. So just sew them shut. That's it. In the pants, so you would not put anything in the pants. That's it. Very simple. And same as the jacket. I mean, what exactly do you need? So if there is no air, so you have the same suit or something for Shabbos and Yom Tov. Of course, it's preferable for Yom Tov have separate, but let's say you have only one suit. So that's would be preferable. Right, not to put anything, absolutely anything in pockets. But if a person did, if it's something valuable, since there is a person is going to get distressed because of loss of this valuable object, so we said, yeah, continue carrying. Otherwise, just leave it there. Okay, and especially if it is muktzah, right?